Good evening, everybody. Happy April Fool's Day, and welcome to the April 1st edition, 2012, of the Lock in Your Success Trade and Market Updates. As we were saying last week, our outlook on the markets were bullish, and we did get a little bit of bullish action last week. If you take a look at the weekly chart here, we were pretty much flat on the Russell. However, the SPX had it closed up for the week. The Dow closed up for the week, and the Nasdaq closed up for the week. Of course, none of these had any explosive moves, but we are still creeping up in the marketplace. If we come back to the dailies, one thing that we notice has been happening, and we can see this in the Russell. 2 Mondays ago, we had a very explosive up move, and the bulls were disappointed because we pulled back. This last Monday, we had another explosive up move, and the bulls were disappointed because the market pulled back. Kind of the same thing with the SPX, only we had the big up move, and we retraced half a candle, which is very bullish on the SPX. We had the big up move, we retraced to the bottom of the candle, which is less bullish, but bullish nonetheless on the SPX. On the Dow, we're putting in on the shorter term charts. If you take a look here at the 60-day, we're putting in a nice ascending triangle pattern here. So that is still bullish. And if we go back to the yearly chart, we see that we put in, this week we put in an almost equal high with a higher low, which is technically bullish. We put in a higher high and a higher low on the SPX, which is technically bullish. We put in a higher high and a higher low in the Nasdaq, which is technically bullish. And the same thing for the Russell. We have a relatively equal high and a higher low. So what's our outlook for the near future? Well, nothing's changed on the daily charts. We're not getting the momentum we had. If you were taking a look at a MACD or a stochastics, you'd see it leveling off where the momentum is kind of stopped. Or at least slowed down quite a bit, which is a slightly bearish indicator. I think as far as on the Russell, this upper resistance level, I think we would go a little bit deeper into this. However, we are into the level, so a turn at any time is likely. I would watch these lows here at about 815. If we start breaking under that, then we're probably coming down and retesting this area down here at 775. But until then, I still remain bullish, although I am more cautiously bullish than I was before. With the SPX, we're so close to this bigger resistance area here, again on a 5-year. But we are in the bottom of this congestion zone. I would expect the SPX to continue a little bit higher into this zone, so I'm still bullish on the SPX, but again, we are coming into these levels, so getting more cautious. The Dow, we are deep into a longer term resistance area, but again, this is an area, and realistically Dow could turn anywhere in this range, and we're coming up into this range. So it's looking like the markets have a little bit higher to go, but it's definitely showing signs of topping out, where our momentum's slowing down, which is some bearish signals. But the way I play technical analysis is the trend is intact until it's proven that it's no longer intact. And as of right now, we are still maintaining our very steep diagonal uptrend lines. We're still holding them, so I continue to be bullish. As far as our trades, the April Bearish Butterfly, I actually closed this on Thursday, and I apologize, but I completely forgot to update it Thursday night. So here we are. So this was closed out on Thursday, and that's more or less according to our guidelines. Thursday was 21 days to expiration per thinkorswim. I could have closed it Friday as well for about the same profit. Our guidelines state that we take a 10% profit target on this thing, 10% of our planned capital, which was $5,000. If we get closer to 21 days to expiration or 21 days to expiration. On Thursday, I was up close to 1,000. By the time I close this out, it was up 965, and if you pull about $30 commissions out of this, well, here, let's just include them here. We end up at 929 profit on a planned capital risk of 5,000, which is almost 20%. It's going to be like 19% or something. So that was a very good month. Not the high profit target that we hit with the modified Bearish Butterfly for April, but a very good month nonetheless. So that is closed out. The only April trade we have left is the April M3 trade, so we can take a look at that. And here is the April M3 trade. The position is currently up a couple $100. The market conditions have been such where we've had to continually include hedges as our delta increases, but the market's just been kind of holding this level where it's going to take a while for us to really hit our profit target here. Our profit target is $1,000. I'm still fairly confident we can hit that. There's really no problem with the trade. It's just that this type of trade where the market's been so sideways, again, this likes a lot of volatility. The volatility hasn't really happened, so I'm sure we're going to get it at some point. And if not, we will have to just take this close to expiration. But there's a good chance, like I said, this trade is in no trouble at all. And we'll just hang with it until the profits come. Okay, here's our Bearish Butterfly for May. It is up about $80, and the market's just sitting here, so there hasn't been a whole lot to report. We've just been in this position for the last week or so. And those are our positions. I have not yet entered the May M3. I will do so when I'm satisfied with the April position, how much it's up, and I have a good idea of how much capital I'm actually going to get in it. Like I said, the benefit to that other trade is that you can start it pretty much whenever you need to, and it works very well. Okay, so those are our positions, and that's the market update. We remain bullish for now until the market proves us different and starts breaking support levels. So I will keep you updated with any changes. Thank you for listening, everyone, and have a great week. Good night.